What's up, guys? Welcome back. So today we have Itachi versus Kakashi, or as I used to say it before everyone made fun of me in the comments, Itachi. That's right. You bullied me into saying it right. So I say Itachi now, because that's how you're supposed to say it. But this is Itachi versus Kakashi. Sorry, I'm drinking tea here. So I'm on a landscape page. Use a pencil and an eraser. Sketch it out lightly. Try have fun, and you can always do your ink on top afterwards. That is what I would recommend. So let's start with Kakashi, right? So we're real close up on the two boys. It's that famous sort of image of them when they clash, real close together, like shoulder to shoulder. I think there's like Kakashi's doing a Chidori. I think we can't really see it, but it's mostly their face. Anyway, let's start. So center point of my page is about here. Come down. We'll start with Kakashi's nose, right? Easiest place to start, in my opinion. So we're going to start with this L sort of shape, right? Right. So it curves out like this, and then goes back in towards his lip, like that. So we got this letter L, okay, to start us off for the nose. And then we're below halfway, right? So the halfway line for my page landscape is here, and we're coming down. Right, so his brow then, right? So we've got this sort of a little bump there because he's frowning, and then his brow kind of sticks out here and goes around, right? So this is a kind of a 3/4 pose for Kakashi because we can see a little bit of his eye on this side of the nose, but we'll just focus on this side first and then add that side, okay? So once you know where a character's brow is, this bit that kind of sticks out, right? You can come across and mark a line for where his eyebrow would be, just inside there, inside that line. And this will curve like so. Right. Now I know Kakashi has a scar, but we'll just tick that way. And then the bottom of his eyebrow sort of comes along here, and it'll eventually disappear underneath his headband, somewhere around there. He seems to have another frowning sort of line here as well, like a wrinkle sort of thing like that. And then his eye just underneath the eyebrow, right? So he's looking across to the left. Okay, so we'll go diagonal there, and then this comes across. He's got real flat sort of eyes, right? Across and then down, and then it sort of hooks this way, right? And then we can kind of thicken up his eyelid line just a little bit. You just want to add an extra bit of weight to this. So I'm just adding some more ink to it. You should be adding just some, making it thicker with some pencil, right? And then you can add ink on top. So his bottom eyelid then, so it'll go just the way it's drawn, curves down, round up to there. And then his iris, half circle, just there. And does he have a Sharingan? He appears to have a Sharingan. Okay, so we'll put it in. So we'll go center there. And then we have the dots around the edge. One, another one. Hard to do it because they're really small. And then like a little comma, sort of line that way. Another one. there seems to be like some lines in between. Eyelid line. So it kind of just comes up from his eye here. Across the top. And then another curving eyelid line here. Another line there. And something else underneath. Like that. So then his scar, right? So it kind of like runs down from his eye. Here goes underneath his mask. And then the top part goes up underneath the headband here. So it breaks up that eyebrow. Just there. So we might as well get his headband in just to cut off the top of this head, right? So we're gonna go, starts out here and then comes around like so. Real long, because it goes all the way behind his head, like the back of his head and his hair back here. So that's just the line for it, okay? And he has some sideburns that stick out just here. So you're about over an eye. So how far do you want to put his sideburn? You know, you want to say like this distance from the nose to the edge of the eye. That's how far you want to go again. So like this is like your halfway point between the front of his nose and here. You know, so here to here is roughly the same as here to here, to where his sideburn starts, just to keep everything in proportion, okay? Now, so as I said, we can see a little bit of his eye on this side, okay? So, say like his top eyelid, so just along, go along here and mark, so his top eyelid kind of sticks out there. And then it'll go around, up, out for his brow, and then up underneath the headband again. And then we can see his eyeball a little bit in here, so it just comes down, around like so. He's looking off to the left, so we can just see his iris kind of in here. Right, like that. And his pupil should be like up here maybe somewhere. But you can barely see. It's real small, the Sharingan and stuff. So you can colour that dark. And then his bottom eyelid comes around from that down to his cheek. So it's always tricky to draw characters like this, but we do our best. And then his cheek comes around. And then his mask, and this comes down just to the top of his nose. Down to there somewhere. So his eyebrow on this side, just here, goes up underneath his headband, like that. And then his mask comes across his nose here, right? And it'll go down around his face, back to there, just past the sideburn. So his jaw kind of comes down here to his chin, okay? But we got like some bumping lines to show where his lips are, okay? So let's say side of his face, so we'll go bump there, and then his top lip comes out, and then it goes in, and then it curves out again for his bottom lip, and then down for the chin, right? So the chin will go real long, then down here, and then it'll go around to the bottom of his chin. So the angle is important, right? So you're going this way. And his chin is like just underneath the edge of his eye. Right, so in here, we're bringing this line down to here, which is just like underneath this side of his eye, and chin just here. And then you'll change direction for his jaw. He'll go diagonal up towards the side of his mask, and then up around to here. His ear then, big, because we're looking at it from the side, right? So it curves around like so, bumps down and out, around into there. And then bones and ligaments, cartilage, should I say, on the inside. So the easiest way is always this sort of letter J kind of thing. So it looks like a letter J, kind of. And then we got stuff inside, some extra lines if you want. Neckline kind of comes down that way. Then we'll go up and do his hair. So, and his headband. So we'll do the headband that comes across, and there's some hair that sticks out from there. So we've got the metal plate of the headband, right? Kind of sticks out here. And then it'll go in. And then curves around here. So, and like there's some extra sort of lines, some light lines just coming around just to show the edge. Maybe some like scratches and details like that. And then those metal studs that keep it on attached to the headband, the fabric itself. And then the spiral for the leaf. So spirals around first, like that. If you want, you can do it in a double line, you know, if you're to show that it's scratched in, but I can't because I'm using a Sharpie. So the tail sticks off, and then the beak sticks out to there. Top of the headband then bumps up from here, and then it just goes down. Stopping about here because he's got some hair that crosses the headband, right? So it's just like, how far do we go? Down there, real long. And then headband continues a little bit, and then more hair. Spiking this way, and then one spikes out here. And then the back of his headband is kind of here. It goes up to there. Okay. Right, so we'll go back to the front and then do the hair that comes all the way around, right? So real big hair spikes, right? There, spikes up this way, and then another one to there, down like so. To there. So they go off the top of my page, right? If you have more room, you can just bring them to a point. You know, those two lines will converge together, a single point. So just the top, I can't fit them all in. It goes off, that's a big one. So it goes off real far and comes back down in to there somewhere. And then a small one. And then this is a big one as well. It goes off and comes real big. So it'll go there, here, there. Spiking it this way, back in, out. So this will go right back in across the headband there. Right, so some shorter hair here, right, and it goes in underneath his armor, which comes. Where does this go now? So it goes down there. Right, so these hair spikes go in underneath. Like so. We can see his collar just sort of coming around his neck. There. There is no neckline, but should there be? But there should be like a neckline here. And then the rest of his armor coming out from behind his headband here. So we got like just a little bit more headband sort of tied, sort of back there. It's part of the fabric. And then the other side of the armor. Down like so, into there. Like that, and then his shoulder goes off this way. And then that other padded armor section there here comes out from behind his chin. There. And then those lines down the middle of it. There. And then that curves around there. And then his other shoulder, so they're kind of bashing shoulders against one another. So bring it out, say, this way. There's a bump for armor here, which comes down here like an extra line, and then his clothing sort of there. That is everything. Okay, so that's Kakashi on that side. So Itachi on this side, we're gonna go similar sort of process, right? So his nose is higher up, his head is higher up. So his nose kind of starts across from the bottom of the leaf symbol here. So we'll go this L. Sort of line again. So that's his nose. And then nostril there. And then the brow, so it kind of sticks out again for this frowning sort of part. And then I'll go out like that, and then back up. So again, once you know where the brow is, eyebrow. Sort of tick down here, and then up this direction. It goes underneath his headband as well. So and then down. His eyebrow gets skinnier down to there, which is unusual. Normally it gets wider. Oh no, that's right. Is it? No, skinnier back there. Yeah. And it goes underneath his headband, so we might as well just draw some of the headband in. It goes back there, and he has some hair that comes down across this. But we'll just draw in the line first, and then the side of his headband here. And I'll color his eyebrow dark. So then his eye, right? So we'll go diagonal there, top eyelid curves across, like so. And Itachi has like big eyelashes kind of stuff going on. Right, and then bring this back down. sort of eyelash sticking off here as well. And then the back of his eye starts like so. And then we go down. And then across to here. More of a square eye than Kakashi's. And then his bottom eyelid kind of bumps down this way to there. And he's got some eyelashes sticking off the corner of his eye here as well. Like that. And then his iris is like an oval, right? So it's real skinny. Because we're directly at the side of his face. Like his face is in total profile. You can't see the other side. Kakashi's kind of 3/4. We can see a little bit of this side of his face. It's not like turned fully that way. And then his Sharingan. So kind of an oval pupil here. And then some thin sort of Sharingan kind of lines there, maybe one on top, and then some lines coming around like so. And then we have an eyelid line just here, and then his cheek, you know, that cheek line that he has coming down there. So we can't really see the bottom of his face. It's just like his big hood, right? So he's got his Akatsuki, and it comes right from the edge of my page, right? It's massive, and it comes down right across. So I'll just go as far as I can. So does hair come across it? No, his hair is underneath as well. Right, like that. And then this comes down sort of that way, okay? And then his head goes behind Kakashi's hair. It goes back that way. Okay, so then he has a big piece of hair that comes down from his head, across his headband, kind of across his eye, a little bit there, and then it'll go back up like that. Okay, and there's a gap in that hair, so what I mean is like, no, don't like that. Typical. So what I'm going to do, what'll I do? Don't like that really. I'm just going to let that dry. I'll come back to that. Sorry. So a piece of hair there. There's like a gap in the hair. There's like a single strand of hair here, but I don't know. We'll see. And then another piece of hair coming down this way. So there's like, I'm just thinking about this now. No, I'll come back. Sorry. Focus. Metal plate of his headband just here. Goes around behind Kakashi's hair, and like the top of it is here somewhere. You can see some of the leaf village spiral kind of on his here, around like that, and the beak sort of sticking out that way, and then his scrape, you know, his mark through it here. And then the studs and the baseline there. And then those circles and studs and stuff. Okay, so let me try this again. So there's like a gap in his hair here. I just want to draw it in because I want to be able to see some of his eyelashes. So this comes down here and then goes up a bit further maybe. So it's like that kind of thing. There's a gap there. So that's hair, hair, and a gap where you can see some of his eyelashes there. Don't have to do that, but it's in the picture, so. Right, and then large hair spike there, that way, and there, another one here, there. You can see a little bit of his ear behind this one. Like there. And then his hood goes back further, and the top of his head comes in there. And then he's more hair flowing down the front this way. And then a couple of shoulder lines. They're like bumped shoulder to shoulder. So this shoulder comes out from Kakashi's shoulder like that way. And then it bumps across there, and then this one this way. Like that. And I think that's everything. That is how to draw Kakashi versus Itachi. Hope it was helpful, guys. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.